Hey everybody, how are you? Long time no see. Uh, it's my collar like looks like it's trying to escape from my shirt. Let me off. I don't know if you guys, if you have a channel, let me know. Like, do you just turn the camera on and go like I do, or do you actually like look at yourself and like situate yourself? Like, how is it that I look? It's like once I learned to look at the camera, like look into the like I'm looking at you and not looking at myself like on the screen. Um Now I just don't ever. And so and it's just like when I do like catch a glimpse, it's so like, whoa, what? Why didn't I wait? Wait a minute. All right. Anyway, I I have so much catching up to do for you guys in terms of reading and what I've been reading. It honestly isn't that much, but I know, when we last saw each other, it was the beginning of Shorty September. And I had a pretty good month. Excuse me. I read about, let's see, I read 5 books for Shorty September, and then I read an additional book. And then so far in October, I've only finished 2 books. Not not a spectacular month. Well, okay, I've actually finished 3 books, but one was about writing. One was like a craft book about writing, and I don't count that. so but here I am to do the end of year book tag because I thought, this would be a good way to just kind of start fresh. Not that I won't, hopefully, at some point do a wrap up because there are some books that I want to talk to you about that I read and, share my Shorty September and all that kind of stuff. But I figured, clean slate just to get back on track. And what better way than with the end of year book tag? And I wasn't tagged to do this. I've just decided I've seen other people doing it. And I thought that I would go ahead and jump in and actually kind of, talk about what some of my plans are for the rest of the year. And I am not the best planner. I am a mood reader, but I've got a couple of things this month that are definites, and then maybe December, and then I do have some things that I want to read. So I figure let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So okay, I have the tag here, and I'm looking at questions, but the questions I'm looking at I'm looking at somebody else's version of the tag. I'm looking at Coiny Reads' version of the tag, and I'll tag her down below. She does not mention who created this tag, so I'm not sure who created this tag. And so my apologies to you, creator, if you're out there. But I'll tag her since I watched her video, and this was one of the ones that I've seen. And you can go check out what her end of year looks like. Okay, so the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And I guess those would be 3 books that I have on the go right now. One, I'm not worried really about finishing it, but I'm going to continue reading it. So the first one that is Jane Eyre, which is what I picked up for Victober, but have not done a very good job with. Even though I am really enjoying it, my reading has just been all over the place this month, and I mean, that's really all that it is. But I read this for the first time. Let's see, I think I was like 12 when I read this. I was in the 7th grade, and I really did enjoy it, but I have not ever read it since. Whereas, like, I also read Wuthering Heights right around that same time. I either read it that year or the following year, and then well, I didn't really like Wuthering Heights. And then I had to read Wuthering Heights 2 more times. I had to read it in high school, and then I had to read it again in college. And that's a book that I just, maybe I will return to it. It would be interesting to return to it and see what I think. Because, of course, when I first picked it up, it wasn't for class. I just, it was sort of one of those things that was out there, and I probably thought that it was like a romance about a teenage girl. And even though I'm sure that I was, there was a course correction there in high school English class and again in college, I probably just didn't get through because I just didn't like it. So, it's like I have to read this and I have to be able to answer a question about it on the exam. Okay, let's go. But yeah, I really am enjoying this, but I'm not supposed to be talking about all that, right? The other book is the collected essays of Elizabeth Hardwick, which I started back at the beginning of summer, or right around June timeframe. And I've been making my way through. It's very slow going. I am further along. I've shown you this before, and it looks like I'm not further along, but I think I'm about 40 pages farther along than I was the last time I showed this. And so this is literary essays. It's book reviews and essays on notable literary figures, or like literary figures about whom biographies are being published and those kinds of things. And just really fantastic prose writing. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I'm trying to read at least one essay a week, so there's no way I will get through this by the end of the year, but I don't really care. The other book that I am reading, or that I have on the go, that came out at the beginning of October, actually, I believe, the end of September or the beginning of October, is Angela Flournoy's new novel, The Wilderness. I loved her book, The Turner House. It was one of my favorite books of the year, long before I had a channel, probably back in I think 2017 or 2016 or 2017. It was one of my favorite books of the year. I absolutely loved it. It was one of those debuts where it was like, how is this even a debut novel? This one is this has been long anticipated, and it's getting a lot of buzz, and so far so good. It's a very different book than The Turner House, which felt a bit more cohesive. I'm about 70 pages in, and I am enjoying it, but there is no but. I'm enjoying it. I was going to say it's a different book than The Turner House, but that's kind of like a duh. So, okay. And so those are my books that I would like to finish before the end of the year, except for, obviously the stack that I have in front of me to talk about that are other books to read, but I haven't started those books. So, okay. The second question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I don't. I did buy one, and then I have not read it because my reading has been all over the place. I bought kind of like, I guess it's kind of an academic novel, yeah, because it's set at Oxford. I did pick up Babel by R.F. Kuang. Babel. I could probably just go on doing that. I did pick this up because I have been really intrigued by this writer and also by this book and the idea of this book. And it was just kind of there. I went book shopping. There it was. And I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to get that because I want to read that. And this is the perfect time of year to read that kind of book. And yeah, I have not, haven't started it, and I don't know that I will get to it this year, but I think I love campus novels. I entertained reading Prep this year, rereading it, because I love Curtis Sinfeld. Anyone who's been here for 5 minutes knows that. But yeah, I didn't. So that's the kind of book. But Jane Eyre is doing a good job with the autumnal feel and kind of with that gothic, spooky Victorian kind of feel. So, we make do. We make do around here. That's what we do. Okay. The third question is there a new release you're still waiting for? Yes, I am. Next Tuesday, Patti Smith's new book, Bread of Angels, her memoir, is being published, and so I will be picking that up and I will be reading it. I really enjoy her prose writing. I just think she is such a fantastic person And I'm really hoping that she's going to make it here to Amsterdam, because I know she loves Amsterdam, and she comes to Europe a lot, and she's very popular here. And so I'm hoping that she's going to have a book event, and I will definitely try to get tickets to that if possible. And speaking of tickets, I'm going to, oh, there go the lights. Well, I'm going to, what am I going to do? Oh no. Okay. Because those flash, like those are old lights from, I'm going to move you. Hi, there's the top of my head. There's more lights. Let's see if this works. Okay, no, that's not good either. Okay, well, wait, no, wait, okay. Yeah, well, it's not a Priscilla video if there's not some kind of just nuttiness. No, then the lights are still in the frame. No, okay, no. Oh, God. Maybe I could just do it like this. I'll be like a TikToker. Oh, no, you can still see them. Okay. Well, okay. I don't think I can, maybe I can crop it. Okay. I apologize for the lights. Anyway, where were we? Patti Smith. I did not get to tell you guys, because I was not here, about the fact that I got tickets to see Elizabeth Strout at the end of September. And then I ended up not being able to go because I had this infection in my eye, and also then I had the flu. And so I did not get to go see Elizabeth Strout, and I'm still so disappointed. So if Patti Smith comes through, hopefully she does, and fingers crossed that there is no illness, there's no infection, there's no reason that I won't be able to go. Okay, all right, let's see. What's next? What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Okay, well, I want to read The Bread of Angels by Patti Smith, her memoir. I also want to read, and we'll be starting this tomorrow, as part of a large group read-along hosted by many people, including Pat at Book Chat with Pat, Randy Ray at Literate Texan, I believe Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, Alan from Big Books and Classics, or Big Hard Books and Classics. Yeah. And I think there are several other hosts of that. Kim at Middle of the Book March. And they're hosting a read along of The Cider House Rules by John Irving. And they're reading this one in November because John Irving is publishing, I guess this is another book that's being published this year to get to. He is publishing a novel that is a prequel to The Cider House Rules, and it comes out, I guess, maybe later in November or early December. I'm not sure. So I'm going to be doing the group read along for this. I haven't decided if I'm going to read the prequel yet or not. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put the thing up here, the book cover. And I'll list it, and I'll also link to like Kim's announcement and maybe Pat's announcement below, so that if you're interested in following along, maybe you can follow along as well. I'm not sure if the event is full. I'm not sure. It's on Voxer, so I'm not sure how many people Voxer handles, and I'm probably just going to be watching. I probably won't try to participate much. But I'm definitely going to be reading the comments and, see what the discussions are. Cause I just think I read this, back in 1986. I read this in 1986. It was published in 1985. I read it in 1986. It was my senior year of high school. I was a huge John Irving fan. And so I am really looking forward to rereading this one. All right, let's see. And books to read before the end of the year. Okay, I want to read. I am listening to a book. I guess that's a book that I want to finish since I've already started listening to it. And that is The Uncool by Cameron Crowe. It's his memoir. I believe it's mostly about his time as a music journalist, but it also does cover his career as a screenwriter and a director. So he made some movies. He made the movie Singles. He made the movie Almost Famous. He made some other movies that I'm not remembering right now. Say Anything. He wrote the screenplay for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So he's like a true, like, he is not Gen X, but he's like a true Gen X filmmaker, I guess you could say. And but I really am interested also in hearing more about his time as a writer for Rolling Stone. Um, and, right so far, like I said, I'm listening to it on audio. He's reading the book himself, and it's really, just it feels very off the cuff. It just feels like somebody sitting down with a tape recorder and talking into it about their memories. It doesn't feel super organized, but not in a bad way. So I really wonder if he kind of wrote the book that way as well. Um, but I just, yeah, I think it's just great. It's like nice. It's great for walking around. I just put my earbuds in, go to the grocery store, listen to a little bit at a time. It's not something, where I maybe will, if I'm doing something at work where I can listen to something, I'll just turn it on. And so far, so good. I'm really enjoying that. Let's see. Other books I want to read before the end of the year. I really want to get to this for nonfiction November as well. Larry McMurtry. I have been wanting to read this biography since I got it. It was, I believe summer of 2024 this came out. So I really finally want to get into this and finish it this year. So hopefully I'll finish it in November, but if not, that's okay. It's not a huge deal. I'll finish it. I'll finish it in December, finish it sometime. I'm also doing a buddy read with Angelia. In November, we are reading An Unnecessary Woman by Robbie Alameddine. Alameddine? Okay. My apologies to the author. I've heard so many great things. Angelia read a book by that author. This book, I've had this on my Kindle. I want to say, I didn't look it up, but I want to say that I've had this book on my Kindle probably for a long time. Like, I want to say like 10 years, maybe 8 years, a while. Uh, so it's kind of like my Station 11 story. Like, I'd had that book since 2014 on my Kindle, and then I'd never read it because I remember I bought it because like the year it was published, it was very popular. It was like lots of book bloggers were talking about it and people on Twitter, and because that's back when Twitter was still Twitter, I believe. And so I think it was really popular book. It was very, like critically lauded, but also people really loved it. A lot of people that I followed. So I think this is going to be a great buddy read. I've heard also good things about it from Shelley Swearingen. She's talked about it on her channel. So looking forward to that. So that's another one. The other one that I want to get to, because I have become addicted to this author's Substack, even though I haven't read any of his work. And his Substack is called Sweater Weather, and it's Brandon Taylor. And this is his debut novel, Real Life, which I bought when it was published, but then I just didn't read it. I think it came out right before COVID, maybe. Uh, anyway, I think he has a new book out called Minor Figures, which sounds really fantastic. And I think this came out in 2020. I think that I've heard very good things about this one, but I'm also hearing that he has just really, continued to blossom. And if his Substack is any kind of evidence of what sort of writer he is, I think that I am going to have to read everything that he's written, because I just love reading him, the way he writes about what he's reading and about teaching and about writing and what he tells his students, and it's just fantastic. He's really fantastic. And the funny thing about Brandon Taylor is that, like, I followed him on Twitter forever when I was still on Twitter, when Twitter was still Twitter. He was probably one of the first people that I followed. Like, I think, I don't know, back in 2010 or 2011. And so I remember when he announced that he was writing a book. I remember when he was writing the book. And then I remember when he announced that he had found a publisher or maybe an agent. And I just remember it felt at the time, I'd been following him, so much that it was like, it felt like it was happening to a friend, the way you sometimes feel about people that you get to know every day, kind of through their posts on social media. So I'm really excited for him, and I'm excited to read this. So I think that'll be great. Okay, let's see. I think that's everything. I think those are all the books. I'm probably forgetting something, but who knows? Okay, let's see. It was only 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year, wasn't it? Well, oh well. You got some bonus books. That's fine. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Well, I don't know that it has to shock me necessarily, but yes, I definitely think that any of these books have the potential to become another favorite. I am not somebody who compiles a favorites list in November. I wait till the bitter end. I go all the way through December 31st, and then I will decide what my favorite books of the year are. So any of these could be contenders. So we'll just have to wait and see. And then finally, have you already started making reading plans for 2026? Yes, I have, but I'm not really much of a planner. There are some new releases coming out in 2026 that I am over the moon about. One is a new book by Kayla Ray Whitaker, the author of The Animators. She has a new novel coming out in May of 2026. Hi. I'm going to go backwards a year. I actually may go backwards a decade. I think that might be great. No, but seriously, she has a book coming out in May 2026. I can't remember the name of it. I don't sound like much of a super fan, but I'll put yeah. And then Elizabeth Strout has a book coming out in 2026 as well. I don't remember the name of that, but apparently it deals with a completely new cast of characters. No Lucy, no Olive, none of the adjacent Lucy and Olive people or world. It's set in a new place with a new cast. So that should be quite exciting. And there are some other new releases coming out in 2026 that I'm excited about. Other than that, right now, my general plan, things that I would like to get to in 2026. I would like to read more narrative nonfiction. I would like to read more classics. And I would like to do more rereading. But we'll see if it actually works out. Okay. I think that's everything. That's all the questions. I'm not going to tag anybody because I just am really using this as an excuse to talk to you. But if you feel so moved, please do tell me about your end of year plans in the comments. If you are a booktuber and no one's tagged you, I would say go ahead and feel tagged to do this because it's a really fun one and it's kind of a fun way to like organize your thoughts about the next couple of months if you haven't already. Everybody else probably has. I'm always late to the game. I'm not really a planner, like I said, so there you go. And I apologize for the lights. I don't know what to do. They have a plug. They're American. They're US whatever voltage or what have you, and they're plugged in. And even in the video editing, I cannot seem to get them to not flash. So I apologize. I will fix it next time. But I'm going to go ahead and post this one. And, I understand. Yeah, I hope it didn't bother you too much. Anyway, I will be back. I really hope so soon to do a wrap up and tell you about everything that I've been reading. And yeah, that's all. I guess that's everything. I hope that you have a great weekend and I will hopefully see you again soon. Okay, take care. Bye.